There is an epidemic in the real estate industry right now where agents, teams, and brokers are spending hundreds of dollars per lead on ad campaigns where 80% of the leads end up ghosting you after you send that valuation. What if I told you there was a lead gen method out there that could cost 80% less and get you the same results using contacts and your leads that you've already paid for? It's the most underused strategy in the game right now, and it's called database reactivations. So if you got your CRM like Follow Up Boss, Go High Level, Bold Trail, Lofty, whatever it may be, and you're sitting on a bunch of leads in there but got zero deals lately, trust me, you're not alone. And in this video, I want to show you what database reactivations are, why they're so powerful and so cost effective, and why they're just a hidden gem in the real estate industry right now, and how you can turn that dead list into commissions today. Let's get into it. If you don't know who I am, my name is Andrew R. Kopak. I'm the co-founder of Upscalingnow, a digital agency where we help real estate professionals do exactly what I was just talking about. Take your old databases of buyer and seller leads and turn them into fresh opportunities and commissions. And if you don't know this already, you're probably sitting on a CRM full of old leads collecting digital dust, I like to say, that aren't actually dead. Those leads have just fallen asleep and waiting to be reawoken again. And in this video, I want to show you how you can do that and why database reactivations are secretly one of the best lead gen strategies for real estate industry right now. So what are database reactivations? And I'm going to call it DBRs for short. And what they do is simply re-engage your old buyer or seller leads, whatever you got in your book of business that you've been collecting over time, already paying for, and turning those leads into fresh new opportunities. I like to say that leads never turn dead or die. They just simply fall asleep, and they need the right kind of message and at the right time to reawaken them and turn them into fresh opportunities. And of course, commissions. Now, database reactivations are all about re-engaging and resparking the conversations. We've tested doing promotions and offering and just straight up pushing listings out to a list of buyers, and it never works. You always want to be conversational and simply just kind of touching in and touching bases, saying, hey, how's it going? It's been a little while, but we wanted to make sure we didn't leave too much time there before checking in again. How's life been treating you? Something simple like that can take an old list of leads and turn them into a pipeline full of opportunities. You'd be surprised. You just need to send that message. And this is the real hidden cost behind database reactivations and why they're so much better than just generating leads and continuously throwing money at these tech billionaires. Yes, I'm talking about you, Zuckerberg. Paid ad campaigns can get you anywhere of a buyer or seller lead from $80 to $100 plus per lead. Database reactivations, you might ask? Those come out to around $10 to $20 to send a message to 1,000 leads. That's right. So that comes out to per lead cost of a couple of dollars. Hell, even in the cents. Plus, these leads are most likely already contacted you and opted into something, so they know you and your brand and your brokerage. So they're warmer leads. They're going to have a higher response rate than somebody who just opted in through a cold email campaign or an ad or whatever the paid promotion that you're doing right now. See, you and your real estate brokerage or business have already built that trust with your leads. So all the database reactivations are doing is just resparking that conversation and resparking that trust automatically. Now check this out. We ran a DBR campaign for a small team out here in Folsom, California, Sageview Realty. And they had a list of around 3,500 leads and a property sitting on the market, a commercial listing for $5 million. Now guess what happened when we reactivated those 3,500 leads? We found a buyer for that listing and got it under contract all within 47 days. Pretty crazy, right? They had no idea that they had a perfect buyer and perfect prospect for that listing sitting in their database, just collecting dust. And ever since then, Sageview Realty is reactivating their leads they're generating through website traffic, SEO, or organic leads through social media, and re-engaging, reactivating those leads on a monthly basis and pulling in an extra 1 to 2 listings onto their bottom line every single month just from re-engaging their database. Now, here's the reason why most agents are overlooking the database reactivation strategy, because most of the agencies and services that do this are completely outdated and it's a broken model right now. And here's why Upscalingnow is going to completely flip this on its head. Most likely, if you're looking at a software and an agency to help you out doing this, they're going to limit you on the amount of contacts and leads that you can actually re-engage. Usually it's a couple thousand. So let's say you have 1 million contacts. Guess what? you're not going to get the most out of that database, and you definitely should. On top of that, there's usually a complicated software that your team or you have to learn in order to re-engage those leads. And that's a whole gruesome process, fellow. And on top of that, there's no human support. If you're working with a software company, most likely you're interacting with a chatbot or email support. Very rarely you have an account representative or a dedicated account executive or a human actually hopping onto Zoom calls with you or doing some type of support with you. And that's just a few reasons why the database reactivation market right now is completely skewed and just outdated, and why at Upscalingnow, we're completely flipping this on its head. So first of all, we have a no list limit policy, which means if you have 1,000,000 leads and you want to import them into our system to start reactivating them, great, we can help you. If you have 10 million leads, great, we can still help you. We don't limit you on anything like that, unlike a lot of other software companies nowadays, fellow. On top of that, our system is plug and play. There's no learning curve. All you're going to see is booked listing appointments on your calendar or leads in your inbox. Our system is plug and play to whatever CRM you're using, Follow Up Boss, Bold Trail, Go High Level, Lofty, whatever it may be. Our system integrates directly with your system. No need to train a team on new systems or train yourself on new software. And one of the best reasons why a lot of agents work with us is human connection. When you're working with Upscalingnow, you're working with Andrew Kopak and my partner, Ryan Nelson. You're not working with another software company and interacting with a chatbot or over email with us. We have weekly calls with our teams to go ahead and go over things with them and make sure they're getting the results possible. And this is something that in the real estate industry, where human connection is so important, as we get more and more into the world of AI, this is something that we find that we're leaning on and doubling down on as we continue to scale. So you're going to find things like account executives and managers actually working with you one-on-one, unlike any other software or agency out there right now. Now, one of my favorite reasons why Upscalingnow is completely flipping the industry on its head is we are going to be one of the first real estate digital agencies that is leveraging iMessage for follow-ups and automated messages. You heard that right. Blue messages instead of green. Crazy, right? But right now, when you go into your CRM like Follow Up Boss, High Level, or Lofty, and you send a message, you should know it's going to come up green on your client's side. And you'll get anywhere from maybe 20 to 30% reply rate. We see this all the time. But imagine if you could not change anything and get a 60 to 70% reply rate. Now, at the time of recording this video, we are going to be the first real estate agency to do this, and I can't wait to share the results from our clients using iMessage. Now, get this, even without iMessage, we were able to help Zone Capital, a real estate investment loan company, turn one of their loan officers in their database of around 2,800 leads into 30 different loan scenarios, 4 pending loans, and 1 loan closed for $640,000, all in under a week. That's the power of taking your old list and database and re-engaging them into fresh opportunities. Now, if you're going to take away anything from this video, please just don't let your leads die in your CRM. You've most likely spent money on them to generate them and build up that list anyways. Now use it. Send out a couple of messages here, and most likely in your CRM, it's not too hard to just select a bunch of leads, send them a message, and re-engage them with what I was talking about earlier in this video, a very simple re-engaging message, nothing promotional or promoting a listing of any kind. Simply re-engage and re-spark that conversation and that relationship and watch what happens. Now, last quick case study for the video here. We actually helped independent property investors, or IPI, out here in Sacramento break through the 75-ish door threshold that they were struggling to grow past. We actually were able to bring them up to over 100 doors in just over a couple of months, and finally reach that 100-door milestone with a database reactivation. Simple as that. They had around 4,000 leads sitting in their CRM, Buildium, that they just been collecting and paying for over time. And we reactivated those leads with a simple text message and email, and we're able to help them get 25 more doors. And they've been doing so ever since, reactivating their leads and getting a ton of results. Fun fact, the phone started blowing up so much from that first initial campaign, we actually had to install an AI voice agent to make sure that they weren't missing any calls and handling all the opportunities as possible. So if you're an agent, broker, team leader, there's one thing to take away from this video. Please don't let your leads just sit in your CRM collecting digital dust. If you're out here scrambling around to reach your quotas and collect commissions, guess what? You're most likely sitting on hidden deals inside your CRM. I actually created a tool called the Lost Listings Calculator. I'll put the link in the description. You can fill out a little bit of info about your team size, average listing amount, and how many properties you got on the market right now, and it'll give you a estimate of what you're leaving on the table in terms of commissions. That's right. Unlock the true profits in your database with this simple little calculator down below. Again, you'll get a little information about how much you're leaving on the table and what you can do about it. If you enjoyed this content, be sure to drop a comment down below, like the video, or subscribe. It's much appreciated. And if you're a real estate professional ready to turn your old leads and your old database into live commissions for you, be sure to book that call, and I'll see you on there. Remember, always learning, always improving, always upscaling. Let's go.